What's going on, people of the internet? Hyperchaotic here with a K double R, and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel, and welcome to my continuation of reacting to Battlefield 4 Easter eggs. Now, as you can see here, this is the full playlist of Easter egg videos that I've been checking out because there's a lot of Easter eggs in Battlefield 4. And I did skip a video because it was just mainly explaining how a code or password was cracked, which was, don't get me wrong, was pretty interesting. And it was just crazy all the steps people had to take just to crack it. But after making my reaction to it, I realized I didn't really say much about it or pause too much, so I kind of scrapped that video. But nonetheless, I'm going to continue on and at least watch the rest of the playlist and just see if I have anything to say about them. If it doesn't make it into the video, it either wasn't that interesting to me or I just barely said anything about it, so I'm not going to keep it in. Because if it's just me sitting there letting the video play through, then, well, that's not really a reaction video, is it? That's just stealing content. Anyways, we're going to move on with this video in a sec, but let it be known I'm just going to be reacting to 2 of these videos today. In the next one, I'll do 2 more, which is these 2 7-minute videos. But for now, it's going to be these 2 8+ minute videos. And of course, if you want to see these videos for yourself before moving forward, link will be in the description down below for this full playlist. And of course, give your engagement to this creator.
Here, and today I'm going to be giving you a nice little breakdown of the Phantom Initiate password discovery, a couple of the other new Easter eggs found in Dragon's Teeth so far, the winner of the Ultimate Swag giveaway, and some other bits and bobs here and there. So as it happens, maths were required to figure out the Phantom Initiate password. You know that thing that you learnt about 10 years ago and said that it'd never be useful for anything? Well, turns out you needed it to crack a code in a video game. Now, I am really bad at maths, so I studied it up.
But you are really good at Battlefield. Goddamn, dude, you are fucking shredding it. Last time I played a Battlefield multiplayer, especially Battlefield 4, I got fucking mauled.
To GCSE level in school, which is 16 years old, ended up with a B grade, and then I dropped it like a wet fish. I'm really not a big fan of maths, but luckily we have people like Smoonort in the world, and this guy was the first person to figure out the passcode, and I think if he hadn't have done it, we'd still be searching around like crazy. We'd still be in the dark ages today. A lot of people still don't understand the explanation, but I'm going to explain how he did it based on the clues that we'd found in-game and on the leaderboard password screen. So as you know, there were several symbols found in-game on the new Dragon's Teeth maps. 8 of these symbols were I Ching pictograms. When you put these in a 64 hexagram lookup table, you can create numbers, decimals. The order of these decimals was 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, i.e. the Fibonacci sequence. Also, you can take these 8 pictograms and convert them to 2
By the way, in case you don't know what the Fibonacci sequence is, Google it. If I actually take the time to edit or do any editing to this video, I'll probably put it up on screen. If I don't, sorry, I'm not going to explain it, but I'm just going to let you know, unfortunately, he doesn't explain it either.
The weird symbols with the lines, and then convert them to their Unicode decimal values, and you end up with something that looks a bit like this. As it happens, this is the incorrect order. You've got to put them in the order of largest to smallest, and Smoonort, or Smoonort, however you want to say it, got this idea from the max clue on the password login screen. So we flip them around and we go from largest to smallest, and we're left with this. And there were some more clues in the password login screen too. See here, 354040746 sectors multi 10 colon SBN. If you Google that number starting with 354, it turns out that it's the ISBN 10 number of a book which covers polynomials, which are algorithms and computations in mathematics. Can't be an accident, right? That's no coincidence, and it's an obvious hint. The final piece that Smoonort needed to calculate the value of the polynomial was the x value. Without this, the current equation was useless. However, if you remember, Dice Tiggy dropped the hint in game, x marks the spot, not that x, the Greek x. And this is otherwise known as CHI or chi.
Okay, he's evidently explaining the password more here like he did in the last video. I actually kind of skipped it for the very purpose that it was too long and I didn't have much to say, so let's move forward.
Whatever you want in here,
Let's see if we can figure out what this password is supposed to unlock.
and it'll be accepted. Now this has been confirmed as a glitch by DICE JJJU, and it's going to be patched pretty soon. So there we have it, it's pretty deep. But what bothers me is that we've still got 16 unorganizable trigrams that we found in game that have seemingly no impact on the password. Like, what do we do with them? Also the secret raw boxes that appear every now and again, hinting that there is in fact a Megalodon or something.
Oh yeah, this is something unfortunately, since I didn't upload the previous reaction, you obviously didn't get my reaction to this, but apparently he went through a whole process just to get some of these markings on a freaking equipment crate. A random crate, a random asset on a map. Because I guess on a certain server or at a certain point in time, I can't remember, I recommend checking the previous video from this one in the playlist. I believe that one right there, cracking the code. He went through this whole process just to find these little markings because they only pop up on the crates. Not necessarily this specific crate, I think it'll be any crate, but it'll pop up in one of these equipment crates depending on the server or time server or whatever he's on, which was just, it was crazy. The whole process he had to go through just to find these markings on the same freaking map that he was on multiple times is crazy. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to mention. Because I didn't get a chance to do so since I deleted that video.
Storm, the map under the water on Lumpini Gardens that says the monster is real. DICE, please, why haven't we found it yet? That's going to drive me nuts.
And that's another thing. They had a nice, that little symbols, the Chinese symbols with the map. He found that on a random, like, edge near a coast on the water. Like, I swear, some of these freaking Easter egg hints are in the most random freaking spots. If it wasn't for the fact that people are going all over the place due to the pure chaos of the game, it's amazing anybody would ever find them.
In addition to this, there's a T-Rex skull under the water on Sunken Dragon. There he is down there looking very nice. There's a secret room on Pearl Market which has a load of dinosaur toys and rubber ducks.
More dinosaur Easter eggs. Not even surprised. With most of the stuff going over Megalodons within the past few videos I saw, I was kind of expecting some more dinosaur Easter eggs because they were freaking planting little dinosaur Easter eggs everywhere in Battlefield 3.
He's in it.
That and pink teddy bears. And what else? The fucking Mirror's Edge bag. And I think a bunch of gnomes.
Actually, that gives me an idea.
Introducing Battlefield 4 Dinosaur DLC Edition. Be the dinosaur, feel the dinosaur, you are the dinosaur. Only $9.99, pre-order now for your free limited edition Battlefield Rubber Ducky Plushie.
Thing is, I'd actually buy that. And then there's this. It's about to get really weird. We were live streaming Battlefield 4 CTE last Tuesday on the propaganda map, and my friend Remag comes out with this.
I just saw a fucking UFO!
What?
I just saw a UFO.
No, you didn't.
I fucking did. I fucking did.
100%.
100%. It's there.
Of course, he wasn't recording at the time, so there's no video evidence, and he says that he was 50% drunk that evening, whatever that means. But his reaction sounds pretty genuine to me. He even drew a picture.
It's there.
Of course, he wasn't recording at the time, so there's no video evidence, and he says that...
Okay, I got a little confused there for a second. So I'm like, what do you mean he didn't get footage? And I'm like, oh, okay, you mean one of your buddies that are right in front of you. I'm thinking this guy that we're watching playing in the background is the one like, oh, I didn't get the footage of the UFO. Like, how? You're the one fucking recording. But no, he's not the fucking one recording. It's one of his boys in front of him. And damn, imagine a circumstance like that where you're just wishing you had a fucking capture card, or you wish you just happened to be recording at the time, even if you do. I mean, nowadays, if you miss quick moments like that, we do have features like the instant record features on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and 5 and the Series X, which more often than not doesn't always work 100% of the time. but it is better than nothing when you do have those quick moments. I just recommend that if you ever have a moment that's around 30 seconds, instead of using the 30-second feature, use the 40-second to 1 minute feature. Otherwise, it'll bug out and you only get fucking 20 to 15 seconds when you should have gotten a full 30 seconds. I don't know why the fuck they still refuse to freaking fix that instant record feature. They don't want to fix it for shit, Xbox. They don't want to fix it for shit. But more often than not, I guess it's better to have it than to not have it.
He was 50% drunk that evening, whatever that means, but his reaction sounds pretty genuine to me. He even drew a picture of what he said the UFO looked like. There it is. He's a good friend, he plays a lot of Battlefield, so he knows what stuff looks like. He's not the type of guy to make stuff up, so I believe him.
It is such a funny thing for him to say, and that's the shape he shows. But at the same time, what does a UFO stand for? Unidentified flying object. People automatically think of a flying saucer when they hear a UFO, but when you actually know what the fuck the letters stand for, it can literally stand for anything that's fucking flying that you can identify. An unidentified flying object. Or what's the term they use now? It's not UFOs anymore. It's I can't remember what it is. Maybe it'll come to me later on in the video. If it doesn't, let me know in the comment section down below. But there's a new word now, term that they use. They replace the F with something else, so it's U blanco. If you remember what the middle letter is, let me know in the comment section down below.
He said it hovered in the air over the Chinese deployment area by the trains, and then it flew away at lightning speed out of the map. Plus, there was a DICE employee, Darklord7854, on the server at the same time that we were playing. So if this is legit, he could have activated an Easter egg somehow. In addition to this, one of the new dog tags that came out with Dragon's Teeth was this. The Alien Trio dog tag might actually have some significance now. And I'm not saying that this is definite, no one else saw this apart from Remag. It could have been a glitch or a weird looking commander crate, so search at your own will. There might be nothing here to see at all. I'm just going off what my mate said and I'm reporting it.
Okay, so we got some alien references, we got some dinosaur references, a freaking megalodon in this game. And at one point in time, they did a freaking futuristic battlefield just as like a spin-off thing. I'm surprised they haven't tried to do a spin-off at this point or a side mode with fighting dinosaurs or fighting UFOs or even like a temporary special edition multiplayer mode where, I don't know, maybe it's like a special event or some shit.
It's you guys, that's all. I haven't seen any evidence for myself and I don't want to start a wild goose chase. Please search at your own discretion. Okay guys, so I've just switched over to my PC and we're going to pick a winner for the Ultimate Swag giveaway completely at random. I've used this
Okay.
link is also in the description. Very
Okay, that's about it. He just went through his giveaway outro. Let's move on to the next one.
Yo, what's up guys, Jack here, and today the Easter eggs are back. And I've got a couple of things to cover in this video, so I'm just going to go through them in order, share some new information with you guys, and hopefully we can make some progress. So, first thing, remember this?
I just saw a fucking UFO!
What?
I just saw a UFO.
No, you didn't.
I fucking did. I fucking did.
100%.
100%. It's there!
And that was my friend Remag back in August whilst we were live streaming some Battlefield 4. He sounds pretty convinced, doesn't he? And there was also a DICE employee on the server at the time.
What is up with you, YouTube? You want to keep doing these auto quality downgrades. I don't even know why it keeps reselecting to auto recommend. I never ever leave it on recommend. At least leave it on 720p, depending on my data situation.
Mr. Darklord7854, and as such that started a big search on the propaganda map for a UFO Easter egg. Unfortunately it wasn't found, and there's been a lot of fakes and false sightings, but no one has actually managed to record it or figure out how to trigger it. My personal search for the UFO was put on hold, although I did believe Remag. Now fast forward to October 18th and this guy helped.
Nowadays, with everybody recording their gameplay, I would be surprised if somebody, didn't capture it. Because nowadays, with everybody having a recording device, and as I mentioned earlier, recording features on consoles like the PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Series S and X, there's no reason for you to not be able to capture moments like this nowadays. Back then, understandable. Not everybody had a capture card. The most you would have had was freaking Pinnacle Studios. Does anybody remember that? For those of you who don't know, that was like a capture card, but for component cables.
Sends me a tweet. He says, I just saw the UFO on propaganda. It had roughly the same shape of the Millennium Falcon, I shit you not. Okay, kind of weird. I do get a lot of tweets like this, but I've got to go and check it out. I look at his profile and I see that he's a member of a Battlefield 4 community called TFU. Now I know some of those guys, they're all pretty reliable, friendly people. And so I go onto the TeamSpeak and this is what Halpin has to say. Okay, he's back. So, is it a troll?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so
I
what did
really
you see?
saw it.
What happened?
I was sitting on C flag and I was looking towards Alpha, and I was looking up. Yeah, that picture. I just made that, and I did it on a PC, by the way, because this is a console picture. But I just pulled off an image from the internet.
Yeah.
And I saw it in the direction the arrow is, and it had the shape of what I drew. It was like a bit like the Millennium Falcon, but.
It's funny because that's a very similar shape to what Remag drew, which is my friend who said that he saw it.
Also high.
Also, well, he was 50% drunk at the time, he says.
Of course, having any sort of substance in your system is not going to help your case when you see strange shit. I mean, it's funny to disbelieve people just because they're drunk, because I'm not sure people know this. But alcohol doesn't really fuck with your brain like how, I don't know, LSD would. You're not just gonna fucking see shit out of nowhere. It's not like the fucking drunk scene from Dumbo. But it can cause a bit of visual impairment when you're a bit fucked up. So, what he thought was a Millennium Falcon could have just been a jet that he saw at a weird angle.
Maybe that's what has to be happening. You have to either be high
or consume alcohol.
Yeah, then it unlocks.
And did it just move away, or was it hovering, or what happened?
It was really fast. I didn't see it hover at all. It went over the map in like less than 2 seconds.
Which means there's a possibility it literally could have just been a jet, and because it was flying so fast, and the fact that you're drunk, which can cause visual impairment, and depending on the angle you saw it at, it could have easily just been a jet.
So it's kind of like the A10s in BC2.
Right.
Like a Duba Castle running at it 20 past.
I'm guessing he didn't think otherwise, though, because he probably didn't see an enemy marker or what is it called, the gamer tag.
Well, that kind of fits in with what Remag said as well, because
Yeah.
he said it just like flew across the sky.
So it was a Conquest Large on PC, not CTE. I'm presuming this is just normal BF4, yeah?
Yeah, it was on the girls server.
Okay. And you didn't activate anything, you just saw it.
No, yeah, I was capping the flag. I didn't do anything.
And you've not got like a recorder, you don't use shadow play or anything like that?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
How convenient.
I mean, you sound like you're
I'm-
telling the truth to me, so...
I know how far-fetched this sounds because they were all saying I was drunk and high, and because I'm Dutch.
And because you're literally playing Battlefield Conquest, where jets can be flown. Jets that may look weird, like an odd shape at a specific angle, while you're drunk, causing visual impairments. Since it's a vehicle in real life and in the game that can go very, very fast. And that's not to say that there probably isn't a UFO Easter egg here in this game. I haven't seen the other videos yet. And going by some of the later videos, it seems like there actually is a possible UFO Easter egg, which seems pretty freaking cool. However, given the type of game and vehicles that are in this game, and your current state of mind, given what was in your system, it is not hard to debunk what you saw and assume it was probably just a player flying a jet. Or, I'm not sure if Battlefield does this or did this in the later games. I don't remember playing some of these maps. Maybe it was a jet asset flying in the background. Not a player, but just a random asset flying in the background. What's it called? Out of bounds. unable to be interacted with. It's just to make it look like there's a battlefield going on the other side of the out of bounds. But it's not hard to just prove this. I just did it right now.
Not racist if it's true.
Normally, Alpen, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But as I said before Jack got here, what you said to me without any prompt was pretty much what Remag had told Jack as well. Like the shape that you drew and the fact that you said it just flew across the sky when you looked up was pretty much exactly what Remag had already said.
Fucking hell. God damn it. And was there any DICE developers on the server or anything, or...?
Yeah, that's the thing. I quit the round before it was over, so I don't have a I don't have a log.
Right.
Yeah, I've tried...
Very extra convenient, isn't it?
But sure, even... How long were you on the server for? You should have some sort of battle report, but I don't see it.
I swear, this is like when people in real life say, "Oh my god, I swear to God, I saw a UFO in the sky, I saw an aliens." Did you record it? No. I forgot to grab my camera or my phone. So you saw something that nobody would believe you unless you caught evidence and you forgot to bring the one thing that can help you get instant evidence. Brilliant! Absolutely fucking brilliant. Keep up trying to prove it to people via word of mouth. Or, God forbid, they do it on the most fucking garbage-ass, potato-quality-ass cameras. Not even just with people who capture UFOs in real life, or like ghost hunters. Oh, I swear to God, I saw a ghost. Well, did you capture it on video? Oh, I did. I captured it with this shitty-ass quality camera from like the early fucking 70s or some shit. Or, oh, I did capture it on camera. Except you can't see it because your ass was so fucking scared shitless being a fucking pussy that you shook the fucking camera everywhere. You can't see shit. How fucking convenient. That even when evidence is captured, you can't really prove or disprove anything because the quality is garbaggio. And I wouldn't be surprised that, even if he is telling the truth, I wouldn't be surprised in an alternate reality where if he did have a capture card, he would have ended up capturing some shit-ass footage, or you can't see shit in the sky because he keeps fucking moving. So all you see is this dot bouncing all over the fucking screen since he's visually looking all over the place. Now again, I don't know if that would have been the case. I'm not saying he is lying. But even if you're trying to tell the truth, but you fail to capture any evidence, or even if you do capture evidence, and your evidence looks like shit, well, at that point, what is there to prove? At that point, it's just hearsay.
Is it in your history?
Maybe because the DICE employee was on there. They
Yeah.
deleted the bata report.
It's like some CIA shit. Like
Illuminati confirmed.
Mate.
Hilarious. I love how these fucking guys are just goofing off making conspiracy theories. I miss fun moments like this in video games from back in the day.
There you go. Sounds pretty convincing,
fucking
doesn't
goofing
it?
off.
And it's a very similar description of the direction, speed, and the shape that Remag reported. So now that's two people that claim to have seen this thing, who I believe are trustworthy and haven't got a reason to make it up. And to back up Halpen's claim to prove that he wasn't just seeing things, there is no commander mode on the server he was on. So it couldn't have been a commander crate, and also there's no air vehicles on propaganda, so what else would be in the sky? And we can't forget about...
Okay, well that disproves my earlier statement. Now again, I have not played on some of these maps. This is what, a DLC map? I played Battlefield 4 multiplayer, but I could not get access to the maps because I was playing on the EA Pass. I would have to buy the game, then buy the DLCs, and I was not going to buy a game and its DLCs for a game that was practically dying. And literally got taken down this September. So that would have been a waste of money. But yeah, I haven't played this map, so I had no idea that on some of these maps, air vehicles are just not allowed. But coming from somebody who didn't know that, it wouldn't be too hard to debunk you. But even then, like I mentioned earlier, it could just be a visual asset in the distance, meant to make it look like it's a player or like a battlefield's going on in the background, or it's just there to kind of like set the mood, add to the atmosphere, make it feel like you're actually at war, some shit like that. Because I've seen this in other games. I think I've even seen this in some previous Battlefields, where it does look like in the distance you see some planes flying and there are some flat guns just shooting, but it's way out of bounds. It's just a visual asset to really set the tone and atmosphere and make it feel like you're at war. Then again, I could be wrong. I've never played on that map. I've never seen its background out of bound assets.
The alien dog tag that was introduced in the Dragon's Teeth DLC as well. Could this...
And then, in addition with this alien dog tags and knowing what I know now, within a previous video, he mentioned dog tags can apparently help you discover certain Easter eggs. They could probably be used to unlock secrets. Knowing that, and in the fact that there is an alien-related dog tag, he could be right. But again, I just went over my reasons of why it could have easily been disproven at the time, or from somebody like me who didn't know some of this information.
Be the key to triggering the Easter egg? We know that Easter eggs can be triggered by dog tags because of the radios in Lumpini Garden. There's 3 aliens on the dog tag. Does this mean that 3 people need to wear it on the same server? Does it mean that 3 people wearing it have to stand in a certain location? I don't know, but we're probably going to be doing some testing of this stuff and streaming it to see what we can find. It's looking more and more like this Easter egg is incredibly hard to trigger. It only lasts for a few seconds and it's still not yet being recorded on video. But it is incredibly interesting to hear about people's sightings of it, and I'm confident that eventually we will manage to figure out the trigger and also capture it on film. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think you've seen the UFO on propaganda and have any idea how to trigger it, because any information at this point is pretty valuable. Right, so on to the next thing, Final Stand. Obviously at the moment we can play the Final Stand maps in Battlefield 4 CTE, and naturally...
I'm sorry, what the fuck is that vehicle? What? He is still... This is Battlefield 4 background gameplay, isn't it?
Yeah, how to trigger it, because any information at this point is pretty valuable. Right, so on to the next thing, Final Stand. Obviously at the moment...
Is that a fucking hovercraft tank? What the... I'm sorry, I've never played this game that I'm about to mention before, but this looks like some shit straight out of 2142 or maybe 2042, but is this Battlefield 4?
We can play the Final Stand maps in Battlefield 4 CTE, and naturally the first
What
thing
the fuck is that vehicle?
For Easter eggs. Now, I believe the first actual Easter egg...
No, bullshit. Now it just looks like a regular tank from the front. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta look up the vehicles from Battlefield 4 after this.
Found was by a guy called The Low Armor. I've linked his original video down in the description below if you want to check it out. But basically, the new hover tanks in Final Stand are hiding a little secret. If you...
Oh shit, they are hover tanks. What the fuck? In Battlefield 4? I'm surprised they didn't bring something like this back in 2042, since it's supposed to be in the future. Why are there hovercraft tanks? Is there lore behind that?
You blow one up, the model it leaves behind spews out a little flap from the side of the tank with a QR code on. The same QR code is also on the flaps of the tank, which are still attached. And if you scan it with a QR reader, it brings back the number 42. So what does this mean? Well, it could be a reference to Battlefield 2142. It could be 42, the meaning of life from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, as a little joke. Or it could be that somehow this...
I swear, the more and more I react to these Battlefield Easter eggs, the more I'm impressed with the most random spots that they place Easter eggs, and the fact that people manage to find them.
This is related to the new Phantom program, which is going to kick off when the Final Stand DLC is released. Perhaps there are other QR codes hidden on the Final Stand maps with different numbers on, creating a code of sorts when ordered correctly. Either way, I'm pretty sure that these maps are going to be filled with mystery, Easter eggs and secrets. If this really is the last DLC for BF4 and the rumoured 6th DLC isn't real, you'd assume that DICE would want to go out on a bang, and if there's still secrets and Easter eggs to be uncovered in the game, they'd give us all the hints that they possibly could without spoiling anything. Another potential clue has been found on the final stand maps, and this one was sent in to me by a guy called The Magic of Rahat, but it could just be a happy accident. There are several double doors throughout the final stand maps. This one here is on Operation Whiteout in the secret tunnel. If you blow up the green gas canisters, you can see the door, and there's this weird Rorschach style pattern / map on it. It certainly looks artistic to me and something I don't recognise from other levels. It might be nothing, it could be a map of some sorts perhaps, but I wanted to show you guys anyway because it could turn out to be something valuable. Right, that's all I've got for you today, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed this one. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Please join me in my search for the UFO. Like I said, I'm probably going to be live streaming some of this stuff on my Twitch. The server was on there.
Alright, and that's about it for me. We'll check out these next two 7-minute plus videos in the next following video. If you've enjoyed, leave a like. If not, leave a dislike and a comment telling me why, because any and all interaction is good interaction for my channel and the algorithm, and any and all criticism can help me get better. If you haven't seen me play the Battlefield games yet, I played through most of the Battlefield franchise so far available on console, especially the ones that have already been removed from console storefronts. I've already played all of them. But for the most part, I still have yet to play Battlefield 1, 5, and some of 2042. I did play it a little bit, but I didn't really stick with it. And I did miss out on it on launch. And of course, we're already on our way to the next Battlefield, so I also missed out on it in its prime. Nonetheless, if you want to see any gameplay of any games I missed out on when I was younger in their prime, check out my series, What Did I Miss? Series gameplays where I do just that. Check out games I missed out on when I was young or in their prime, and their extension series, Difficulty Tweak, where I go back to play those games on each individual difficulty. Now, not the entire campaign or single player, but just a few selected missions or mission types. Specifically selected ones that properly represent the challenge, and to see if it's any fun or complete in utter BS. By the way, these reaction Easter egg videos will be labeled with the W.D.I.M tag to that series, because these are Easter eggs I missed out on in my playthrough of these games. And since most of them are no longer available, this is the only way I can see them. And that's just how it is. Oh, and of course, one more thing before I sign off. Again, if you want to see any of these videos for yourself, especially before I react to a video, I will always link the videos or the full playlist, if there is one like for these videos, in the description down below. For anybody who has been interested in my channel for a good minute, if there are any, forgive me for the infrequent uploads, but between me lacking the proper equipment anymore and just not being in the fucking mood, these videos will come out when I feel like uploading them. In fact, with the way I've been feeling, this video might not even be freaking edited. Sorry for the 5-second silent introduction. HK out. Have a good one.